Hey everybody, welcome back to the Slasher Uprising channel, the home of the slasher movie. This is going to be episode number 47 of my slasher movie archives. In this video, I will be giving my review for The Remake, released in 2006. This horror fan has had enough. Okay, so getting into the plot for this one. A movie crew travels up north for a weekend of bonding before their next big shoot. A remake of the horror classic Slaughter Camp 13. Not everybody is happy with this project ruining the integrity of the original slasher flick, especially a deranged fan who has entered their ranks to make sure this remake never happens. Okay, so getting into my thoughts for this one. I really like the idea of this one. A dedicated horror movie fan has had it with horror movie remakes and finally snaps when he discovers his favorite horror movie, Slaughter Camp 13, is going to be remade. Now, Slaughter Camp 13 is more or less a stand-in name for Friday the 13th. You can tell that that's what it's meant to be because every time the killer is on screen, the theme of the score is very similar to the Friday the 13th movies. There's also even a nod to the babysitter murders, which more or less acts as a stand-in name for Halloween. So this movie has a few winks and nods. To me, it's always fun picking that kind of stuff out. And what really works about this concept is the timing. This movie was released in 2006. There was a lot of horror movie remakes during this time period, and there was a lot of horror movie fans not happy about it. At the very least, it was really starting to wear people down. Creativity for mainstream horror was pretty flat at the time. So the idea of a horror fan that's enraged by the thought of his favorite horror movie classic being remade is a really cool idea in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the characters we have in the remake. In this one, we follow a film crew as they head out into the backwoods to film a horror movie remake. Now, among this crew, there's a lot of mixed feelings about this remake. There's some who takes this project very serious and wants the movie to be good. There's others who just seem to want to get through it as quickly as possible and on to the next project. And then there's others who are just looking to have a good time. We have Shauna, who is the movie's producer. Shauna doesn't care anything about this project or the history of the original movie. She just wants to get it done and over with. She's constantly fussing and complaining at her crew, and it's very easy to see that she would be very difficult to work for. She demands rewrites to basically cut corners, to get through it faster, to get it done and over with.
Stakes, Kevin. This is a teenage slasher remake. The only thing we need to know about these characters is that they like to do drugs, they fuck each other silly, and then they die.
She gets some pushback from Kevin, and thank goodness for Kevin.
Shauna, Peter, you guys are killing me back here. I'm trying to craft some real characters for this movie. I mean, that is why you hired me, right?
He is in charge of the film script. Kevin wants to up the stakes and deliver something that fans can be proud of, but Shauna isn't having it. We also have Shauna's husband Peter, who plans to divorce Shauna after the movie is complete.
One more film and I'm done. One more film and I'm free.
Peter seems to be interested in Adrian, who is Shauna's assistant. And rounding out the group, we have a few actors and the film crew. We have Amy, who mentions that this is her third project. We have Uncle Ron and Ari, who are both stoners looking to have a good time. Overall, I really didn't care for these characters all that much. Definitely nowhere near as much as I thought I would. Most of the time, these people were at each other's throats for what felt like most of the movie. I did want to mention one of my favorite scenes from the movie was at the campsite, and everyone was sitting around the campfire at night, and they began to talk about horror movie remakes. It felt like a legitimate conversation that horror movie fans would have around the campfire, so I thought that was pretty cool. One person mentions the Blob remake, and another mentioned the Night of the Living Dead remake. And someone even mentioned that they wasn't looking forward to the Fog remake. So I thought that scene was pretty cool. This is a very low budget slasher movie, so the acting wasn't all that great. I have definitely seen much worse, so I didn't really mind it all that much. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the most important part of a slasher movie, that is the killer and the kills. In this one, we have a Ford Taurus driving maniac who wears a black hoodie, black jeans, and black gloves. We do get to see his face at the end of the movie. He is a horror movie fanatic who is sick of horror movie remakes. He snaps and goes on a killing rampage when he discovers his favorite horror movie is getting the remake treatment. In honor of the original movie's integrity, he hunts down and stalks and murders anyone involved with the project. That's about really all I can say. I did also want to mention that I really do like the movie's score. The killer's theme when he is lurking around is very similar to the Friday the 13th movies. I can understand that there's people who don't like that. I thought it was a nice little wink, almost like it was paying tribute to those movies. At least that's how I took it. But for me personally, I thought it helped make the movie fun. And as far as the kills go, the movie has a pretty large body count, with around 10 or 11 kills. We have a machete throat cut, a machete to the face, that's my personal favorite, a liquid Drano funnel kill, and a person gets run through with a pole while sitting on the crapper. That's just to name a few. We also get a Friday the 13th Crazy Ralph tribute kill, at least that's what it made me think of. And I also wanted to mention that the director had a cameo appearance as a off-screen kill, as the dead clerk outside of the convenience store. Overall, I thought the kills were a lot of fun, and for a low-budget slasher movie, the special effects were fantastic. This movie is pretty obscure, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. The DVD itself only has a play the movie as an option. There's no special features. IMDb give the remake a 4.2 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. Remember, evil never dies, it rests a while. It watches, it waits. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the Slasher Uprising channel, the home of the slasher movie. Tune in each and every Saturday night for a new video as evil takes back the night. Be sure to comment below and let me know if you have seen the remake, or just let me know what you think of the video. And as always, I would like to thank you all for watching.